welcome to Web of Stories. My name is Melinda and I am here with my weekly vlog. And as usual, we'll start with just the vlog, and then once we are done with that, you will see me again with a Friday entry and then a wrap up of what I'm reading. So let's get to it. Chris, where are we? The theater. What are we seeing?
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes. There's Lily over there. She doesn't want to be on camera, so we'll just get Chris. Hello. It is, what day is it? It's Monday, July 3rd. Another exhausted day. I promise, like, on Wednesday, I will probably have more succinct vlogs. I've been really busy today getting ready for tomorrow. I think we're going to try to go to the parade tomorrow. The people who live on the parade route usually have like a big barbecue, but they're out of town. They did say you could just still come and camp, go to their front yard and watch it. So we may do that. And then I have friends coming over. And then, we might set off fireworks. We being my husband and the kids, not me. But my husband hasn't purchased any yet. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, in reading news, I really am only reading, I have several books going, but I really am only reading 2 books at the moment because I'm on a time crunch for one of them. And that is The Women with Silver Wings, because my book club is on Saturday and I'm not going to get that much reading tomorrow, I'm sure. So I need to read a little bit more of it tonight to kind of absorb that. And the other book. So I finished A Stolen Child last night by Sarah Stewart Taylor, and it was really good. Great mystery, really well done mystery. So I started reading The Cartographers. Now this is a book that people love or they hate. There's no 3-star with this one. It's you love it or you hate it. So I don't know what to expect, but I really need to love this book because so I have 5 older brothers, but one died. So I have 4 older brothers. I have a different relationship with each of my brothers. But my oldest brother and I see the world in very different ways, and I love him dearly, but we do get into arguments about certain things. I think you probably know what's going on. I think red and blue, that sort of thing. And you know what side I'm on. Anyway, he out of the blue texted me and said, I just read The Cartographers. It's a great book. You should read it. He actually several months ago did. I'm just now getting to it. This is the only time he has ever recommended a book to me. So I really need to like it. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. I am optimistic because I noticed that the people who tend to like, so there's another book that's very, another book that people don't give 3 stars to. And that's Daisy Darker. People either love or hate that one. And I was someone who actually I'm sorry, I'm so tired. Let's do this. There, that's better. I'm sorry for you guys watching this. Anyway, Daisy Darker I actually kind of liked, but people either loved or hated that one. And I noticed that people who like Daisy Darker seem to like The Cartographers. So hopefully that works for me because I need to like this one. But anyway, once we get past tomorrow, I'll get back to more to like regular reading stuff. I love the 4th of July. It's a lot of work. And sometimes it's kind of hard to feel like super patriotic. And I think you know what I'm talking about with that one, but it is what it is. So I will probably, maybe if we go to the parade, maybe I'll try and get a little parade footage for you. So we'll see. Talk to you later. Apparently the only thing I can grow are potatoes, but they're doing so well. Next year, all I'm growing is potatoes. I'm just doing all of my bags. I even have some bags I haven't used this year. All of my bags, I'm just gonna do potatoes. And my husband watered last night, which is a change. Interesting though, I had watered before him, but that's okay. It's okay. So good morning. It is Tuesday, the 4th of July. I have makeup on. I was ready to go to the parade and my kids said, nah, I don't wanna go. So I won't have any parade footage for you today, but that's okay. We got stuff we can do at home. You see back there, kind of right, wait, there, that's our new picnic table. Got that yesterday. It was an ordeal. We got the floor model because that was the last one left. Yeah, and then we had trouble getting it into the back of the minivan, but it worked out. And now we actually have seating. Yeah. So we're gonna have people over at like 3 for cookout. I don't know if any of them are gonna stay for fireworks or not, but I'm sure my husband and kids will blow things up. We're gonna drug the cat, give her some gabapentin, put her up in our bedroom. 4th of July is not a good day for her, but yeah. So that's what's going on. Since we're not going to the parade, I feel a little less stressed about reading, which is a good thing. So I will probably stay on top of my Women with Silver Wings book. Oh, speaking of books, I have to tell you, a while ago, you know, I read The Girls on Chalk Hill and liked it. And then I saw the sequel was coming out, and the only place I could find it was on Amazon. So I did a pre-order of it last night. I found it on NetGalley, and I requested it, and they approved me this morning. So canceled my Amazon order. Don't have to get it from them, and I will be starting that probably not today. Probably tomorrow I will be starting it, because it actually publishes next Tuesday. So if I want it out, my video and review out by publication day, I kind of have to do it right away. But oh well, I was really excited about that one. So there you go. Okay, I'm gonna go in and eat some breakfast. 8:45 on the 4th of July, still pretty light out. Don't have smelly vision, so you can't, I can smell people have been lighting fireworks, and you can kind of hear them, but it's not bad right now. So we've got our flag up. That's the first year in a while we've been able to put the flag up because of the rose bush, but we got it up. And my husband is right there hanging out. He's the one who really likes to set stuff on fire, but he's watered down our grass and everything, so we'll see how it goes. I'll try to get some footage tonight, since we didn't go to the parade and didn't get any parade footage. So my children, there we go. My children inherited the pyromaniac gene from my husband's side of the family. Well, I don't know, my brothers are like this too, but
It's just you.
it's just me. I don't have the gene. I'm over here just, you know, being part of the family, but really I was watching Instagram reels for a long time while they were doing this, but there you go. This one's not that impressive. There we go, something's happening. There we go. This one's going for a long time. Not especially exciting, but it's the one that I'm filming. Good morning. It is Wednesday, July 5th. I slept until 9 this morning. Even the cat slept until 9, but that's amazing. She had a tough day yesterday. Anyway, I just did a quick library run, and I will show you what I got. So I only checked out one book. That's this one. Lubeik by Deena Mohammad. This was a my TBR recommendation. I thought, oh, graphic novel, I'll get through it quickly. I'm not so sure. But it is also one of those books that you read right to left, not left to right. So that'll be challenging for me, but I'm looking forward to it. And then in the used bookstore, I picked up Prodigal Summer, because I've only ever read one Barbara Kingsolver book. And that was, it's our first one, I think. Can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, got those. And I'm going to make this really short and sweet because it's hot here. I'm going to go home and I'm going to do a bunch of nothing today. That's my plan. So maybe I'll catch up on some YouTube videos. Talk to you later. So yes, new glasses. What's up my arm? I don't know. New glasses. It's kind of weird. I can't really see on the screen very well with them. There you go. And I'm just getting used to them. I'm supposed to be wearing glasses all the time and I wasn't. So I got new ones and these are expensive. So I have to wear them. But yeah, new glasses. I finished my book club book and it was hard. It was not a fun read, but I finished it. I'll talk about more about it tomorrow in my wrap up. And then I started reading Shubeik, Lubeik, I think is how you say it. It's an Egyptian fantasy graphic novel. It's good, except you read it right to left. And I thought I was doing okay with it because I was reading the right page and the left page. But then like on the right page, I would read left to right on the page. I realized I have to read right to left on the page, not just the pages right to left. So I had to go back and start over and read the whole thing. Not the whole thing. I only read the first section, but it's pretty good so far. I like it. It's kind of a palate cleanser after my book club book. Not that the book club book was bad. It was just not a book I would pick up on my own. It was a nonfiction book about something I don't have a lot of interest in. I was making noise there. We don't need that noise. Anyway, so there you go. Anywho, that's what's up with me. I will do my wrap up tomorrow. I had hoped that I would have more done this week, but man, that book club book, that sucked the life out of me. Anyway, talk to you next time. Good morning. I have my cup here. As you can see, I'm outside. That's good coffee. We're gonna see how this outside goes because it is Friday, which means it's garbage day, but I hope that I have missed the garbage truck. If this gets like a little choppy, it's probably because I'm editing out extra noises. I can't really film in the house today because my kids are supposed to be doing their laundry, which apparently to them is a full body sport, and there's lots of screaming, and no one needs to hear that. So we're gonna let them just like tear each other to pieces, and I will do this out here. We'll see how it goes. Plus, this is so much prettier than Boring Corner. But anyway, so yes, it's Friday. It's been a week. Of course, the big thing was the 4th of July, which, you know, it was fun. It was quiet, but it was fun. My husband's family does this big, huge, amazingly over the top blowout thing the last days for the 4th of July. And then my family, well, my brother down in Salem, so the one of my siblings who's physically closest to me, geographically closest to me, he just scares me on the 4th of July. I mean, they both scare me. Both of those scare me. So I like 4th of July's in my house where I can like drug my cat, kids go out, they set things on fire in the street, and then I can just go into my own bed. That's like the perfect 4th of July. As you saw, we didn't go to the parade because the kids just didn't want to. There you go. At this point, it's not worth it to drag them to things they don't want to do. Usually there's like a barbecue involved in that parade, but the people who own the house were in Spain. So I think that like if food had been involved, the kids would be much more likely to join in, but whatever. So wearing my new glasses, I did actually have to stop filming and go back and get the glasses because I forgot to put them on. Becoming a glasses wearer is going to be hard for me, but I'm working on it. These are a lot more comfortable than my other pair, so hopefully that works better. My daughter got sunglasses, but she hasn't worn them yet. I was like, we're driving home, and I'm like, it's sunny. You should put your sunglasses on. She's like, no, I'm good. Whatever. Now you have your sunglasses, so you're good. You can take your glasses off and see. Personally, if it were up to me, I'd go for contacts for her. And even the eye doctor kind of wanted her to get contacts because contacts would keep your eyes from getting worse faster. Does that make sense? But this year she didn't change prescriptions, and she doesn't like doing things in her eyes. I have no problem with that, apparently. So neither my husband or I have any problem with contacts. I can't really wear them because of my dry eyes, but when I was wearing them, I didn't have a problem. But anyway, so I have been thinking, so as you saw in like last week's video, I went down and I saw the Portland Center Stage production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, which I loved. It was so much fun. And it got me thinking how much I love watching Shakespeare, and the fact that I have never actually read a Shakespeare play outside of an academic setting. I've only read them for school, and that's just wrong. So for the past couple years, I've like chosen a really big book to slow and steady read. I don't think I'm going to do that for 2024, and I know 2024 is like 6 months away, but I'm just telling you where my mind is right now. And I think I'm going to do a project where I'm just going to read a Shakespeare play each month instead. Just putting that out there in case anyone wants to join me. I'm still going to do it if no one wants to join me, but if anyone wants to join me, I'm happy to do it as like a group thing, and they'll have more details in like mid-November, early December. I'll have more details on that. But yeah, that's my plan for 2024 because I think ahead. Speaking of which, it's time for me to get to my reading for the week. So I finished 2 books this week. The first was A Stolen Child by Sarah Stewart Taylor. It is the 4th book in the Maggie Darcy series, and I really like this one. I think she's really settled into being, okay, this is an American detective in Dublin. It took 3 books to get to that point, and even as it is, Maggie's still not actually a detective. she's just like a beat cop that they make a detective when they need her to, but she'll be a detective very soon. But this was a really well done mystery in that I never knew. I was completely shocked by the resolution. I didn't see it coming. There are lots of red herrings. There are lots of twists. I spent a lot of the book just not knowing knowing what was going on, but not having any clue into who could have done it. You know what I mean? So that was a lot of fun. I think if you are someone who picks up books mid-series, you could probably pick this one up here. Personally, I believe in starting series with book one. And the first book in the series is really good. So the first book is when she goes to Dublin to find out what happened to her sister. Was her cousin or her sister? I can't remember. And that's where she meets the hot Irish guy. And the second book is probably the weakest so far, but that's where the Irish guy comes to Long Island and they do, and she does crime solving stuff while he does, I don't know what. That's probably the weakest. They're stronger when they're in Ireland, so I'm glad that she's decided to keep this series in Ireland. But yeah, that was an A mystery. I gave that one an A. That was good. So the second book, which I didn't even bring out. Well, I'm not going to run in and get it. I will just tell you, put a picture up. And that is The Women with Silver Wings. And then there's like a longer title, which I don't know because like the book's in the house. But this was for my book club, and this was sort of the ball and chain on my ankle this week because my book club is tomorrow and I had to finish it. Actually, the way I had actually planned to finish it today, and yesterday I was like, I'm going to push through and just get this done. Let me start by saying this is a very well-researched, well-written book. I cannot knock this book at all for the quality. It's a great book in that. The issue is, I don't care. Was not interested. I read a lot of historical fiction, and I know people who read a lot of historical fiction also feel that World War II is overdone. And this is nonfiction. I get that. But that World War II fatigue is still there. I think that was part of it. It also would get really into details about flying planes, which I don't like planes. I mean, I'll fly in them, but let me tell you, I'm a white knuckle flyer. So it was an interest thing for me. But I got it done. And I probably will be pretty quiet in the discussion tomorrow, which will be a change. But yeah. So so I finished that. It took me because I was on a time crunch for that. I put some other books aside, and I didn't get to things like I wanted to, but I did. I do have 5 books going right now, and I will go through them. So the first one I'm going to start with is this one, which is a little tricky to hold up. Shubeik, Lubeik, which is how I believe that's pronounced. It means, so as I said in my thing, you have to read this right to left, which is harder than you think. Not so much in reading the pages, like reading the right page and the left page, but then reading, because it's a graphic novel. Reading the panels on the page right to left is what what I was struggling with, and I'm still there. I mean, I've gotten to the point now where I have to like put my finger, like, you know how you're learning how to read, follow with your finger. That's what I'm doing with this to make sure that I read it in the right direction. Shubeik, Lubeik means your wish is my command, and the premise of this book is you can buy your wishes. People can buy wishes, and there's different classes of wishes. There's like first class, second class, third class, and you know, the quality of your wish depends on that. And it looks like you just kind of follow people who get wishes and what happens. I read the first section so far about a character named Aziza, and I liked it. It's I'm about 25% of the way through it, so it's going to take me. Graphic novels don't take as long. This will take me longer than a normal graphic novel because of having to slow down and make sure I'm reading it in the right direction. Because if I don't think about it, I do slip up and start going the other way. And it's also a hunker. But I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I'll probably have this done in the next couple days. And then I am still working, and this is a book that I didn't read every day this week because of the other book. And that was How to Be a Tudor, which I'm almost done with. I should finish this in the next couple days. Yeah, so we just talked about plays, and the way it's formatted is it like goes through the day. So it starts with like what happens when you wake up, and then what you eat for breakfast, and then what you wear, and then what do you do for the next one is education, and then dinner, which is lunch, you know, and recreation and that sort of thing. So I'm getting close to it. We just finished recreation and we're going into supper. So I'm getting towards the end of the day, which means I'm getting towards the end of this book, and I'm enjoying it. it's suffering in my enjoyment because I had to read at the same time as another nonfiction, so I need to do better with my planning. But that is not a fault of this book. That's my fault. And then I have, this is another one that I haven't read much because of the book club book, but I am really enjoying this one, is The Old Drift. This is by Namwali Serpell, who is from Zambia, which is my country for the Women's World Cup readathon. So yeah, I'm going to get back into this one today, and I'm looking forward to it. And then, as you saw in my vlog, I'm reading The Cartographers by Peng Shepherd, and I'm liking it so far, which is good. You know, I don't know, I can't get into other people's minds and what they thought and what they didn't think of it. My guess is that people went into it thinking it's a mystery and not a fantasy novel, and that's probably where some issues were, because it is a fantasy novel, but it's written like a mystery, if that makes any kind of sense. I'm fine with it. I'm having fun with it. I don't really know what's going on. It's compelling reading, so that's good because I have to like that book. And I am genuinely liking it. I'm not just willing myself to like it. I am genuinely liking it. And then finally, on audio, I am doing The Scarlet Letter, which is a reread because did you know that The Scarlet Letter on Goodreads has a 3.43 star rating? That is insane to me because I know people hate that book when they're forced to read it. I know, and I know I'm weird who thinks it's just such a wonderful book and loves it, but I do. And I'm like, come on, people. It is a great book. You know what? It kind of reminds me, this was not my experience with The Scarlet Letter, but I think that a lot of people might have this experience, Scarlet Letter, which is very similar to my experience with Wuthering Heights. So I read Wuthering Heights in college for the first time. First time I read it. So I read it, I was doing a summer term at Cambridge in England, as opposed to in Massachusetts, in England. And on the plane over, I was reading my books, and just to kind of get a head start. So I read Wuthering Heights and I hated it. Sorry, there's a truck going by. Hated it. I was like, oh my God, I hate this book. But then in the class I was taking, as we got to Wuthering Heights, I read it along with the class and I really enjoyed it. Personally, Wuthering Heights for me was a book that I kind of needed to read twice. Like I needed to go through it once and kind of get what's going on. And then I could enjoy it the second time I read it. And I think that might be the case for some people with The Scarlet Letter. Of course, the shame in that is if you don't like a book, unless you are compelled for some reason, like a class, to read it again, you aren't going to read it again. So I don't know. There you go. I love The Scarlet Letter. Breaks my heart it's got a low rating. I'm having fun. Well, I'm not that far into there's a lot of audio productions of it. I'm not far into the one that I have. And so I'm still in the Customs House, which is that long introduction at the beginning. And it looks like the one I have has two different narrators. So it's like a man narrating this and then a woman will narrate the story. And the man narrating this, something about his voice reminds me of Sheldon Cooper. And Sheldon Cooper reading Hawthorne is just not something I ever thought I would encounter. But there you go. Whatever. The Customs House, I know what's in there. I actually was tempted to skip it, honestly, but I thought, no, I'm just going to do the whole thing. I've already read it. I know what's there, so it's fine. I do think, like, had I never read The Scarlet Letter and this was my first listen, I would lose it with this. But there you go. So yeah, that's my reading week. I am going to start Foster as well today. I just got that library book to come in. No, I am not going to start that today. I take that back. I'm going to wait until I finish the Cartographers to start that. I am going to start the second book in the Lexi Bennett series, The Girl's Last Cry, which is the follow-up to The Girls on Chalk Hill. That is coming out on Tuesday, so I'd like to be able to have a video review of it and my printed review up by Tuesday. So it might be a little bit of a push, but it's okay because I really enjoyed it. And it's if it's anything like the first book, it's a really compelling read. So I'm happy with that. Anyway, okay. People are driving around more, so I am going to stop this. If you got all the way through this, give me a thumbs up. Yay. And give me a subscription or subscribe to me if you haven't already. Yeah, I ramble about all sorts of things. And, give some thoughts to maybe Shakespeare month. At 10 a year, because I'm going to take 2 months off. I'm going to take May and December off from my Shakespeare reading. If that's something you might be interested in, stay tuned. I will have more details in November. I'm still kind of thinking about the mechanics of it. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna go now. Talk to you later. Bye.